Hey everyone, Ashley Mailloux here with the Daily Racing Form, taking a look at the Tuesday race of the day for July 8th. It's Tuesday, you know what that means. Out to Assiniboia Downs we go. They have an 8-race program, and there is a rescheduled stakes race on the program, but we're going to focus elsewhere. Race number 2, an allowance event for non-winners of 2 life. 6 furlongs is the distance, and as we take a look at the slate here, 7 have entered, and I know towards the outside of the starting gate, that's probably where most of the respect is going to go. The number 6, Shocking Malice, as well as the 7, Bottle Caps, who was narrowly defeated last time out at this level. But I think there are other horses, especially in the exotics, that you have to look at. And a big thing to consider here is the pace scenario. As we move to the Timeform US pace projection, a couple of horses might get the lead in here, or at least want the lead in here. That includes the number 5, who I agree, Hey Sweet Darling, going to try to go to the front. Was able to open up a sizable lead last time out, and it was just the only time that we saw this gelding late last year as a 2-year-old, and just stayed in front with 6 1/4 the best. Now, they didn't go all that fast, and I think horses like the 7, Bottle Caps, they want to be somewhat forward from the gate. The 2, Red Road Runner, Gate to Wire Maiden Score last time out. Those are the main 3 I think will be forward. Now, the 3, Air Force Reserve, if you go back down his past performances historically, yes, he wants to be forward from the gate. I don't know if that will be the tactics here. There is quite a bit of speed, and the main thing is his better efforts this year, say last time out in 3 starts back when he was 4th, are when he's closed from off of it. So with that in mind, I don't know if I agree with this projector completely, but for the most part, I'm on the same page here as Timeform US. Let's dive right into it here with the number 1, Attaboy Cookie, who exits a common event for several in here back on June 17th. And, you know, he ran well first off the really long layoff. Would have liked to seen that step forward. Next time out, we didn't see that last time. He took more play. He was 17-1, still a big price in there. He just never got rolling from the back of pack. And I know he didn't get the pace out. They did go quicker in the race on June 2nd. But for me, tough to make a case for him in this field. I think there are just others that I like a tad more. The 2, Red Road Runner, we'll take a look at his most recent performance, and if you watch the whole race, he went to the front, he stayed in front, and I like that his rider here, Bino, is able to kind of ask him just a little bit. I don't think it's that aggressive, and he responds and he draws clear by 5. It's his best performance, obviously, to date in terms of figures, but a horse that had been consistent to that point, has never missed the board in any of the starts. I think is handy enough that this one could be on the lead, could sit just off of it and try to make a late run, and horse that I think you have to consider based on his body of work to date. He's 8-1 on the morning line. The 3, Air Force Reserve, we'll take a look at that common event that we've already mentioned, June 17th, where he ends up finishing 3rd. Now, Bottle Caps is the runner-up. On paper, Be Less Soul was the horse to beat. They couldn't beat that one, but I think when you look at the 2nd and 3rd place finishers, there are a couple things to take away. Air Force Reserve, it's a good 3rd. Visually, it's good. I think if you look at his races on paper, as I mentioned, I prefer him in a spot like this coming from off of it. There should be enough pace for him to try to make a late run. I know the pace projector says that it does favor speed, and that might be the case, but with his resume, he's more of a use underneath sort of type for me. So I would prefer him personally to sit off of it and try to make one late run rather than going to the front. And then the case of Bottle Caps, we'll talk about that a little bit more. I think he's probably the one that I would have to take out of the 2, but for sort of a different reason. So Air Force Reserve for me, I would say maybe consider in the bottom of the try. The 4, Coal Boy, I'm very intrigued by. A 3-year-old son of Coal Front who was 3rd last time out in the Golden Boy. Big price on the board. That's because the top 2, they were the 2 to beat. They took all the money and they finished 1-2. And I think he ran fine. I think the main thing to consider is go to his races since he broke his maiden. He's always been in a stakes race, whether that be against the Alberta Breds out at Century Mile or the 3 stakes tries at Assiniboia. I mean, this is class relief for him. Some of those spots have been tough, so I like seeing him where I think he belongs, the allowance level, non-winners of 2 life, and 4-1. If he's anywhere near that price, I think he's great value in this spot. The 5, Hey Sweet Darling, we saw could be part of the pace. Opened up a sizable lead on the debut last year, back on September 9th as a 2-year-old, and stayed in front. Now gets first-time Lasix. Like the performance last year, my concern would be we haven't seen him since then. He has been working, has a slew of works where they're not spots for him. I don't know. Did he have minor setbacks along the way? A horse that obviously has done nothing wrong to date, but I just have some reservations. I do think that time for the 5 furlongs was quite slow. The 6, Shocking Malice, Was fifth in the Golden Boy, went off at third choice in there, off a second place finish behind Trust Me, who took a lot of the money in the Golden Boy. I don't know what happened last time out. I know he lost some ground in there and kind of didn't fire, but would have liked to seen a bit more. So at a price as low as 3-1, I don't know if I could use him. Definitely not on top in a spot like this. I do like his effort, 2 starts back. He's been in tough spots. Another one that, if you're making the case for Cold Boy, finally gets against allowance, non-winners of 2 life, but has had a few less tries at the stakes level. So we'll see what he can do. The barn, though, 31%, having a very, very good year, and just at the meet alone. And then finally, the 7 bottle caps. We saw the replay of that race back on June 17th, and the thing that I liked about bottle caps is I don't think the move was early. I just think this horse was simply second best. Bilasso looked really tough, and he didn't want to get past. He really fought in there. He only missed by half a length, so I give him a lot of credit. I know he has a lot of second place finishes, 9 for 17 in terms of those runner-up placings, but a horse that's been very game. It took him a while to graduate, but in my opinion, sometimes the light bulb goes on. I think the light bulb has really gone on now since coming to Assiniboia, that he's found a level of competition that he's comfortable with and can be extremely competitive. So nothing bad to say about the 7 bottle caps. Obviously a big player against this group. Now, don't forget, this is the race of the day for Tuesday, which means on the DRF website you can get free past performances and do your own handicapping, figure out who you like on this Tuesday in race number 2 at Assiniboia Downs. For me, gotta go for some value. A lot of the races that we've done, it's been a little tough to find a big price on top, but he's not a big price, but he's 4-1. I like the 4 Cold Boy. I mentioned he's finally getting against allowance, non-winners of 2 life after 4 consecutive stakes tries where, in my opinion, 2 or 3 of them, they're not bad efforts. He is going to need to take a little bit of a step forward, but I think he did that actually, even though he was well defeated. He was able to do that in his second start of the year, now just making his 3rd start since September 14th. So Cold Boy on top for me. Underneath, the 7 bottle caps. I mentioned it. I have nothing bad to say about this horse. I love him out at Assiniboia. Very competitive in those 2 tries. So use him. The 6 Shocking Malice. You have to if you draw a line through the Golden Boy. I just would kind of err on the side of caution on the price. I can't take him at anything shorter than 3-1. And like I said, he's not going to be the top pick for me. And then finally, was torn between 2 horses in here. The 2 Red Road Runner, the 3 Air Force Reserve. And I went with the 2 in here just based on the fact that he's very consistent. He should be close enough to it, and he's a little bit more predictable than the 3. I think if you're playing the exotics, the 3 makes sense at the bottom, but depends what they're going to do. Are they going to send him? Are they going to rate? I think with the 2 Red Road Runner, you know what sort of trip he's going to get. He should be at worst maybe 2-3 lengths off of it early, so use him to round things out. But the number 4 Cold Boy ends up being the top pick. Good luck.